According to the color comfort method, there are 9 steps within each color. If you have never worn a color, it reveals information about your upbringing or conditioning. When you have started to wear a color or introduce a color into your life, this is an indication of an emotional change due to an event. If you have stopped wearing a color, this also indicates an emotional change due to an event. If you wear a particular color regularly, this indicates your personality characteristics. If you overdose on a particular color, the negative aspects become apparent. We need a balance of color because color is like nutrients to our body, soul, spirit, and emotions. Although tomatoes are very healthy, if we would overdose on tomatoes and only eat tomatoes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we would be lacking the nutrients of other fruit and vegetables. We also look at the complementary color, or the so-called opposite color, because this can identify if there is an imbalance between opposite colors. We look if there is a specific preference to pastel or vibrant colors. When using a pastel shade of a color, this indicates that you use this color to receive the properties of the color for yourself. While when using a strong shade of a color, you want to emit the characteristics of this color. One of the unique aspects of the color comfort method is that we not only translate your color choices in an understandable language, we also look at the color positioning. Where on the body are certain colors worn? Which color do you wear in shirts, blouses, and tops? Because these colors reflect how you actually feel. Skirts and trousers reflect what motivates you. Blazers and jackets reflect how you want to present yourself. Necklaces and ties reflect how you want to communicate to others. Last, but most importantly, we translate goals and desires into colors to integrate in someone's life, and we use color as an anchor to change subconscious beliefs and conditioning. So this was a brief overview about the color comfort method and how we use color as a language to make you aware of your color choices and what these choices say about your beliefs, strengths, and stumbling blocks, and how to use color to make changes. So how could you benefit from understanding what your color choices are communicating and reflecting? We like some colors more than others and choose colors in our home and clothing. But most of our color choices are subconscious. Your color choices will reveal your present emotional frame of mind, but more interestingly, you can also use colors to consciously transform your life. I'm going to sidetrack a bit now and want to delve into the latest scientific discoveries. Quantum physics has revealed that our observations can actually change reality. Our awareness or conscious observation can change behavior, action, and reaction. Whatever we focus on, we give energy to it. Is the glass half empty or half full? We all know the power of our mind. Positive thoughts can heal just as negative thoughts can manifest undesired realities. Research has revealed that 30% of all medical healings are attributed to the placebo effect. Unfortunately, 70% of our thoughts are negative and redundant. This discovery of how our thoughts can have an impact on our being was the start of a new science, the psychoneuroimmunology. This is the science about how the mind controls the brain, which in turn controls the immune system. A great example can be observed with people who have multiple personality disorder. In one personality they have blue eyes, and in the other personality their eyes turn brown within minutes. Another scientific discovery, epigenetics, has shaken the foundations of biology and medicine because it reveals that we are not victims but masters of our genes. Our life experiences can actively redefine our genetic traits. Our cells are shaped by their environment. Bruce Lipton is the scientific researcher of this new biology, and he has written several books on the matter. He teaches the concept that our thinking and emotions are actually having a great influence on our body and life. So if our thinking and emotions have an impact on our life, why don't we just think positive and all is well? Because most of our thinking or actions and reactions come from our subconscious mind. 95% of our decisions, actions, emotions, and behavior are derived from unobserved processing of our subconscious mind. We have all experienced that while driving and having a conversation with someone in the car, there is someone else actually driving your car. Yes, you're right. It is your subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is programmed through inheritance. Your mother emotional patterns while in the womb, but the most influential perceptual programming took place from birth through the age of 6. Your brain has been like a recorder, recording all sensory experiences and learning and downloading information about the world and how it works. And then later in life, someone tells you, you behave just like your mother or father, or you say the same things. This subconscious programming is the most challenging program to identify or change because it runs 95% of the show. If you can change from subconscious living to conscious living, you will be able to make changes in your life instead of making the same mistakes over and over again, or stepping in the footsteps of your ancestors, especially the footsteps that don't work for you. So we all have the ability to respond. For this reason, Bruce Lipton always concludes his talks with the following sentence. You are personally responsible for everything in your life once you become aware that you are personally responsible for everything in your life. So to come back to how the language of color can assist us from living by our subconscious mind into living from a conscious mindset, you will first have to acknowledge that behind every color there is an emotion, feeling, and message. By explaining or translating what your color choices in clothing reveal about yourself, your subconscious emotions, feelings, and conditioning are becoming conscious to you. And as soon as you know something, you cannot not know it anymore. For instance, if you understand why you dislike or prefer certain colors, you can make a conscious change in your color choices, and these colors will be a reminder of new thought patterns, and these will be reflected in how you feel and how others will respond to you. So allow the power of color to create beliefs that support you in having healthy and loving relationships. Discover beliefs that can support you to appreciate and accept yourself. Replace old attitudes about yourself, money, and relationships. Reduce stress for optimal well-being. Resolve painful memories. Increase self-confidence to live up to your full potential. And create your own personal dream and vision. Therefore, I say, you are personally responsible for your color choices, emotions, feelings in your life, once you become aware that you are personally responsible for your color choices, emotions, and feelings in your life. I have written several books. Dress to Impress is like a color dictionary, explaining what impression you are giving with each color. And why are you wearing those colors gives the emotional significance of color in clothing, what it reveals about your personality, when to increase or decrease the use of certain colors, and in the second half of the book you can different color combinations. These books are available as hard copy or ebook on our website www.colorcomfort.com or at Amazon Kindle. If you want to do a free color test, just visit our homepage and answer 4 simple questions. This is in no way a replacement of a full color comfort consultation, but it will give you a taster of what the language of color can reveal about you and others. So thank you for your attention, and I hope to have given you some helpful information on the language of color.